Is that your buddy? You say so. I think she's crazy. Why are you always up there? You need to get down.
That's where I put my little
Thank you.
chicken
What's up, guys? Staying here from Rocky Creek. Welcome back to the homestead. I am sweaty, and then on top of being sweaty, I got downpoured on, but I can't stop because I got to get the homestead prepared for us to go out of town for our family vacation. So let's take a moment though and talk about what all do we do to prepare our homestead for us being gone and to make it as easy as possible for our help who's going to care for our animals while we're gone, because making it as easy on them as you can is the key to making sure that you have continual help as you need it. So let's go. So guys, here on our homestead, the main things that we got to take care of while we're away are our chickens, our pigs, our rabbits, the goose, which is pretty much just like taking care of the chickens, our dog, and now Cali. In my opinion, what takes the most work is the chickens, because you got to make sure they all go in at night so a predator doesn't get them. And then we'll talk about mostly the pigs. The rabbits, the dog, and the cat, not really a big deal. We will talk briefly about Cali, only because she is our first year with an outdoor kitten. And so let's talk about how we're going to deal with that as well. But first, let's start with the chickens, because I think that's number one that takes up the most time. And let's talk about what we do and why I think it's the most time-consuming thing for the person caring for our animals. So guys, the number one thing when we leave to take care of the chickens is water, water, water. Lots of water. For when people take care of our animals, and even when I do my morning chores, it is very evident to me that water takes way longer than feed. Feed is nothing more than just scoop, dump, scoop, dump. Watering, you got cleaning them, filling them. There's just more involved with watering. And so when I'm leaving, I put as much water as I can out for the chickens. Now I'm pretty fortunate because I raise meat birds too, so I have extra waters on hand when I'm not running meat birds. But when I leave, we're gonna have 5, 10, 13 and a half, 15 and a half. We're gonna have about 18 gallons of water ready to go for these guys. And in the past, typically, they don't have to give them any additional water other than maybe the last day or 2 days that we're gone. So make sure you got lots of waters. Now, if you need a cheap and easy extra way to do water, you can take a tote similar to this red one that I have over here for the goose, which they sell at Tractor Supply, or you could go out to your local hardware store and get, it's like a lot of them will call them a cement mixing tub, and take a 5-gallon bucket, partially fill that tub up, drill a little hole in a 5-gallon bucket, fill it up, turn it upside down, and the water will bubble out of the hole in your bucket and continuously fill up that pan, which will give you an extra 5 gallons of water in a pinch. But get you as many waters as you can, and not only the water, but give them easy access to the water. I have a hose running from the home here into the coop to where they don't have to carry buckets of water. They can clean them out right here, right where they sit. So you may be able to see it. My hose runs from up there, comes around, and then I have it threaded up here. But even more than just making them have to unwind it, I've already pre-pulled quite a bit of the hose out. Chickens don't mind it, they don't care. And we're not worried about looks, we're worried about functionality while we're gone. And I have it hanging right there. So all they gotta do is take it off, and they can easily access all these waters, fill them up with minimal effort. So we make it very easy on them. Now for coop preparation for them, we did a freshly cleaned coop, fresh nesting boxes, so they're ready to go. And then while we're in here, there's Mama with the babies. Hey Mama, you let everybody see your babies, huh? You gonna let us see your babies? You're such a good mama. You let me do what I need to do. See, she even lets me hold them. I know, I got you worked up. I'm not gonna hurt your babies. But guys, give your person a freshly cleaned coop, just so it makes life a little bit easier. They're not getting as messy when they come in to collect eggs. So that is how we prep the chickens. Now we talked about feeding is easier than water, but you also want to make it convenient. So this is our normal setup, but if you're not set up like this, you may think about it at least when you're out of town. So like there's our rabbit feed, here's our rabbits. Here's our chicken feed, here's our chickens. The only exception is here's our pig feed, which has to go from here to up there, but I leave this here for them to easily transport it up and down. Now, similar to what we did with the chickens, I have this hose running from the front of our home around, and I have enough hose that it will reach that pin, this pin, and the far pin. So once again, they don't need to be lugging a whole bunch of stuff around. Now, the pig feed may not be in close proximity to the pigs, and that's mostly because actually the pigs stay calmer if I don't have it right up here. Otherwise, while you're trying to fill up their bowls, they're raising cane the entire time. You buy a little extra time with it down there, because usually by the time I got the pans filled is when they recognize what's going on and they start to get loud. But what you can do to make the process a little bit easier, if you have specific amounts that you want your pigs to get, is pre-package that stuff. Pre-package it in jars, pre-package it in bags, to where they literally can just dump it out and they don't have to measure it. It's one way you can simplify the process for them and make it a little bit easier on them and take out some of the guessing game. All right, guys, so I went inside, changed, and we're gonna talk real quickly about Miss Cali here and what our plan was with her while we're out of town. So we have moved her into the garage right here, and this is where she'll be while we are gone. And we did that because she still needs another round of shots and she still has yet to be fixed. So we can't let her run around the property. But we have had some days where it's been so hot, even though she's out of the sun and with a fan, that she just kind of gets a little bit overheated. And so we bring her inside and let her cool off a little bit, because she doesn't really have free access to go everywhere unless we're out with her. So here in the garage, it's a lot more cooler. And I have this tower fan that's just lightly oscillating and gonna blow on her. So this is where she will be while we're gone. And now we will have people come in that will let her play, run around the garage, take her outside. So she will get outside time, but this will be a much safer and better environment for her while we are away. Now, this seems pretty simple. Give them easy access to water, easy way to fill, give them as much as you can, so that way there's less times they have to refill stuff. Have your food in close proximity and maybe even pre-measured. But here's my number one tip when you have somebody caring for your animals or your homestead, is don't expect things to be done exactly how you do it, and be super critical of what they've done. If they've neglected your animals or they've done something really absurd, that's one thing. But if you come home and maybe they didn't empty the nesting boxes as often as you would have liked, or maybe the feed pans are a little more dirty than you would have liked, don't ridicule the person. Be thankful that when you came home, your animal was healthy and your animal was safe. Look over some of the little things. You don't need your property to look beautiful while you're gone either. Is sometimes I don't have all these hoses running and stuff, but I'm gonna go ahead and set things up differently to make it convenient for them. I don't wanna have to clean all those extra waters when I get back, but I'm gonna make it convenient for them, because without them, I don't have a vacation. So don't be too critical of how they do it. If as long as your animal is safe and as long as your animal is healthy when you get back, that's all that really should matter. Don't worry about the little stuff if it's not exactly how you would have done it. If you make their life easy and you show appreciation for what they did for you, you're more likely gonna have that person in the future to help you out. So be lenient, be understanding, and do all you can to prepare for a smooth transition. Now, I understand that if you raise like horses or certain animals that are more sensitive to certain things, I get that you gotta be a little more particular. But you normally are gonna have people who aren't as knowledgeable about the animals as you are, so you gotta extend some grace for those that are gonna help you out. So y'all, that's the quick down and dirty on what we do to prepare our peeps for while we're gone. So until then, we're gonna say bye flock, bye buddies, bye garden, bye piggies, especially you Mater, bye Cali, bye all of our homestead friends. We're headed to the beach. See y'all real soon. Y'all be good.